A cheek? In France, there's like some like, how do you even call it? Rallying cry or hooray cry. Like, you just go a cheek, ay, ay, ay. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's only in French, but anyways. Hi to Dom. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Let's see if we can change your mind. 6 mana insect druid. Another grist companion. When the chick enters, create a 1/1 green insect creature tokens for each artifact and/or creature cards in your graveyard. Whenever another insect you control whenever another insect you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on a cheek. Each of them loses 1 life. 6 mana. Sounds like you were right, Hidadam. That card's just unplayable, right? Icy Wolf's like, actually, in limited. Actually, like, actually, this card is pretty good. ... In limited. I didn't know we had XGD actually. Nice. Alright, the first Gearhulk, the white-green. Bright glass Gearhulk. Green, white. Construct, 4/4. First strike, trample. Okay. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and/or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them and put them into your hand and shuffle. I mean, we were playing Enchantress in Modern yesterday. Doesn't work very well with Urza's Saga. Yeah. What about in Standard? You can literally tutor up Urza's Saga with it. Is that card good in Titan? That card does the nuts in Titan. Can you cast it? Probably pretty hard to cast. I guess you have Dryad. Spiked like this for the green-white birthing ritual deck. It does look great there. That was reasonable. Tutor's Monks. Oh wait, Tutor's Black Lotus. That is kind of funny. You can tutor the removal spells, yeah. You can tutor 2 Offload Pride or 2 Guides XTD. More Offload Pride Domination. Can the Hulk tutor Saga. You search enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Sounds like this. Portable Hole. Maybe in Pioneer with all the good green-white enchantment matter cards. What do you mean? All the good green-white enchantment matter cards? For when they unban birthing pods? For when they unban birthing pod at next BNR announcements? Alright, pretty cool card anyways. Tutor Static Prison, Tutor's Portable Hole, Tutor Saga, Tutor's Offload Pride and Guide of Souls. Alright, 5 damage for free mana instant speed. Target creature or planeswalker, draw a card, and discard a card. Broodheart Engine. Black and green artifact. At the end of your upkeep, surveil 1. 4 mana, tap, sack, return target creature or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only at a sorcery. Oh! A 4 mana reanimate spell? I haven't seen that card, I don't think so. Card's kind of nice. Hey, Rags Harris, welcome to the chat. Hope you enjoy your stay. Yeah, if you get a little lucky. Actually, 6 mana. Another Greasefang card, but probably a little slow. Shark Pirate. Oh, they got their captain. Captain Holler. Sea Scourge. 4 mana, 5/4, Ward 2, and pay 2 life. Okay. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. Whenever this creature deals... Wow. I mean, it's just a theme with the red 1-drop and the blue 2-drop. Maybe even play Barrage. I mean, that card slaps. You've got what's his face that's still legal. What's he called? The Goblin? The free for free? Not Inti, but yeah, Inti. Breaches. Breaches, Inti. God, it's kind of nice. Let's see if the white's as pushed. Caradora, Heart of Alakria. 4/2/4/4, white green, human knight. When it enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card reveal, put it in your hand, and shuffle. Wow, okay. One or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature or vehicle you control. Put that many +1/+1 counter. Pushed. Might just be the better Gearhulk. That white red uncommon's pretty good too. Free one for red and white creatures enters cry 2. Human pilots tap create X 1/1 pilot where X is the number of mounts or vehicles that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Basically, you get like maybe 1 a turn or whatever. 4/2 for 4 mana, dice to everything, and you got a card. You got a card back, and you get to pick the one that lets you play like these 5 mana. That lets you play one of all the 5 mana ones that you don't want to really draw too often, but might be spots where you need them. All right, the red light Gearhulk. 5 mana, 5/4. Construct, mana of Death Touch. Are they all constructs? Yeah. This creature enters, put target creature with mana view 4 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with finality counter on it. That creature gains menace, Death Touch, and haste at the end of your next and step exile that creature. Can bring back a Grace Fang. What's the best 4 mana creature you can bring back in standards? Something that has like a come into play effect and an attack effect, like some trigger. Something where you get a lot of value. Oh, clones. Clone's pretty cool. Am I talking about the Phineas Areas draw free cards? No. Not yet. We're not there yet. Metamorph, clone. FOMO? FOMO's nice, and it enables the like other stuff too. Just they enable each other. 5 mana. That one doesn't look that great to me. I mean, it's good top end and red-black mid-range. Just a lot of value still, a lot of damage. Debris Beetle, 4 mana, 6/6. Oh, that's the one people... No, that's not the one. Siege Rhino, Crew 2. Wow, that thing hits really hard, jeez. Black-green, though. Anyone think the Beetle's good enough? Explosives Gateway. Red, white, and free. Sorcery. Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. Return it to the battlefield. Narrate cylinders. Control the beginning of the next end step. Explosive Gateway deals 4 damage to each creature. I don't know. Seems like maybe a little too weak to me. Maybe sideboards. Maybe if creatures never really have more than 4 toughness in standard, it's good, but... It's like getting value out of it's not trivial. Someone was saying that if you fizzle the target, you also lose the sweeper effect, which could come up, obviously. Far Fortune and Boss. Whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent. Seems kind of bad. Another blue-red pirates. Free mana, haste, free haste. Vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. There's the schooner. Is the schooner a pirate? No. Schooner's probably just a vehicle. Yeah, but it'd be cool if you could go turn 2 schooner, turn 3 this crew, and then the schooner just triggers that thing because it's both at the same time. It's a pirate ship, but it's not a pirate, yeah. What about Honda Network? 5 mana sorcery, blue-black, choose target opponent. Create 2 Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Then the chosen player loses X life, and you gain X life for X number of targets. It's kind of nasty. You get 2 Thopters, drain for 2 at the very least. Maybe drain for 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's still too expensive. Trail Seeker seems good if NGs ever is a thing. Yeah, I mean, same for the Far Fortune boss. Seems like decent, but I don't think anyone really believes in starter engines right now. Demir Affinity Artifact, yeah. Maybe if it drew 2 cards as well. Greedy Gab. Finally, the only good card in the set. It took like 3 hours, but we're there. Ketramose, the New Dawn. A black, a white, and 1. A legendary creature god. Menace, lifelink, indestructible, 4/4. Cannot attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. It's not even that hard to have 7 cards in exile at all. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and loses 1 life. And lose 1 life. Alright, who's got the most busted Ketramose deck? Can be any format. Yeah, plays rip, 7 cards. I mean, just rip. Just rip into that. And then when you have rip, every time you sack a fetch, right, that triggers. Every time a creature dies, go to his literally everything. Solitude, Cling, Ghost Vacuum, the Frog, Oculus. I don't get Serum Powder, I saw that. Oh, because the cards are like in exile when you Serum Powder. So it's you get the creature right away. Rip is not a combo, is this? Really? Oh, it's instead? Alright, so the first trigger works. But after that, it's not a combo. Yeah, you're right. Deadly Cover-Up in Standard. Crazy in the Timeless Scam deck too. The card goes to exile from the battlefield. Oh, it is a combo. When Rest in Peace enters, exile all graveyards. If a card or token would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So it goes from the battlefield to exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile, yeah, no, it works. It works with fetches and it works with permanents, not spells, not instants and sorceries. My pick is Pioneer Soulflayer. And Menace Lifelink Indestructible too. Just, that card seems extremely silly. What about in Standard specifically? Someone mentioned Deadly Cover-Up, Rip is legal. It's much worse without fetch lands and stuff. Like in Modern, it's so easy to play Rip on turn 2, that on turn 3, and have 7 cards in exile on turn 4. In Standard, maybe not as trivial. In Standard, you can play the Small Soulflayer. What's a Small Soulflayer? On a playlist was Ghost Vacuum, Ketramose, and Gisa in Standard. Use Vacuum to draw cards, commit crimes, me as Caretaker, Talon that deck. Sunfall, Exercise. Its Exercise is legal to get rid of it. Is Quackfist just destroy? Choose target creature, play the Roland, then destroy. It works as Oblivion Ring too. Like Oblivion Ring is good against it. And Oblivion Ring triggers it. As per control in Modern, yeah. Cling to Dust. 1 Cling to Dust, and it's Jover. I can't wait for Emberheart Challenger to exile the 7 cards when my opponent attacks and have block Omi. This is great for white black blink in Modern. I mean, it looks like you would want to build around it even more than just white black bling, but I guess Flicker, Wisp, Solitude, Philia. A lot of ways to trigger it. Ephemerate, Emperor of Bones. Well, yeah, it's literally all of the card. Urborg Scavenger. Why don't you just use the command? Making me do all the work around here. 4 mana Kaya is really cool. Good with it, 5 mana Ashiok. Oh. What are the good cards in Standard to get rid of it? Is it just Exercise and Counterspells? The cover-up interaction is good in Standard. You can play Seize Assist, enable it quickly. Oh yeah, Seize Assist works both ways. Anoint was Affliction. Sunfall, Terra Sunder. Well, Terra Sunder's 4 mana, but I guess that works. Anoint, Anoint. Okay, so there's enough answers to it. There's also the new removals, the new discard spell. Blood Out. It's always a creature, it just can't attack. So Blood Out also works. Standard's gonna be just like a bunch of white-black piles with infinite removal for Ketramose. It's like 4 Anoint main deck, 4 Exercise, Abzan, Ketramose, with 12 ways to exile a Ketramose. Really, if they anointed, you draw? Wow, yeah, it's true. Brutal. That card seems silly. Alright, let's move on. I mean, clearly best card in the set, right? And like, anyone, does anyone have anything over Ketramose for constructed? In any format, really? The white-green Gearhulk you think is better? I mean, it's a nice card, but any format. Okay, maybe not Vintage and Legacy, but even then, probably Legacy. Played, yeah. But Doom Lake, you already broke it. Green-white Gearhulk for Nadu formats. Dude, I played Nadu in Legacy Showcase the other day. I never got to turn 3. The game was over on like turn 2 every time. Turn 3 at the most. Nice 4 mana cards. Culloden, Triumph Caster. Speaking of best card in the set. We can always dream. White and red, 2 free, legend creature, human pilot. Mounts and vehicles you control have haste. Whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature. So, I mean, that card's pretty self-explanatory. I guess we gotta just build the deck. We can find out in a couple days on Wednesday, Thursday during Arena Early Access. That card seems incredibly pushed, but did I play? I played Bant Nadu. Your dudes get cut down and your whole deck falls apart. Oh, really? I mean, I don't know which color, which ones you're playing specifically, but that thing's fine on its own. You know, you've got Chandra to like double down on exploiting your vehicles. The mounts are just creatures too, like I mean you can just create or you just have to find the right mix. You've got the cards that make pilots too. The links could be okay. This thing gives hexproof to some of your creatures. You've got some like reasonable 1-drops. I mean, the fact that there's Chandra, you get to play for Culloden and for Chandra. Hey, Sid Bronco. Alright, Lagering Soul of Alakria. 1/1 for a green and white beast mount flying. When it attacks while saddled, put a counter on each up to 2 target mounted vehicle. I mean, if you're playing straight white-green, it's a legend. Lid the Pathfinder. Is that card any good? 5 mana, does a lot of things. Double strike, vigilance, haste. You can use it right away. Missing a little flash, I guess. 4 power, 5/4/4 haste, kind of. Vigilance. Ooh, it's nice on a Cauldron. What are the good Boar's vehicles? I'll show you a bunch. There's also the white 1-drop. If you flicker it, you reset the exhausts. Yeah. If you untap it too, if you have ways to untap it. Is there like a cool way to untap it that doesn't suck? You can go green free mana, on blue untap, draw free. The 2 free that lets you exhaust on your turn for free. Isn't that card just so unplayable though? Where was it? It was one of the last green cards, I think. Maybe not. Where was it? Oh, it's this thing. A 2-3 for free. I mean, this card's just too bad on its own. There's no way. Mendicant Core Guidelights. Blue, white, robot artifact legendary. Power equal to the number of artifacts you control. X and free. Start your engines. Max speed whenever you cast an artifact. You may be wanting to do copy. It's pretty good ability if you get there. High power, 2-drop. Legend. Does hit pretty hard if you're just playing blue-white affinity with boots and just trying to kill people as fast as possible instead of playing cranial plating and whatnot. I mean, you don't even care the max speed, just cheapish, hard-hitting artifact. Synthesizer and standard, yeah, I mean that's one of the decks people are excited to try, I think. There's a new artifact that lets you search other artifacts too. I haven't seen that card. Memeoplast for Verdon, Sultai X, Legendary Ooze 0/0. As it enters, exile up to X creature cards from your graveyard. It enters with 3+1/+1 counters on it for each card exiled this way. Wow. 2, it becomes a copy of target creature exiled with it, except it's 0/0 and has this ability. So let's say you self-mill an Atraxa. You play it on turn 4. You have a free. That's not very exciting. What about Black Overlord, I guess? Is it good with Black Overlords? And Blue Overlords? Yeah, still a free. Well, if it's a Blue Overlord, it also gains flying. I don't know, is that card like kind of nice in Domain? No, it seems kind of... How do you abuse it? I guess you could reanimate it? No. How does it work if you reanimate it? You didn't pay the X. Doesn't seem like there's a way to abuse it, really. Yeah, also it just dies. Alright, Old Deep Gearhulk. Black, blue, 4/4, lifelink, ward 1, construct. When this creature enters, look at it's what, Vanillion click. Look at target player's hand. So you can target yourself too. You may choose a card from it. If you do, the player discards that card, then draws a card. It's actually like Reanimator Enabler too. Or you can protect your combo. Also does good value card, I don't know. Seems like it's all too expensive to have a real like impact. It's like fine, right? But it feels like it's all too middle of the road that anyone wants that card. 4-drop that doesn't suck against ton and big enough, sort of. Yeah, exactly. The sort of kind of, you know, that's the whole card. It feels like, it's kind of okay. Maybe just if you're playing Esper Artifact or Blue-Black Artifact, you know, maybe you end up playing 4, you know. Maybe it's just the most consistent 4-mana card. You know, it's kind of nice against red. Just super solid, you know, you're always fine casting it, but notably it doesn't reveal your whole hand like Thoughtseize. Oh, that is kind of nice if you click, because when you click yourself, you have to show them your hand, right? Because click doesn't make, yeah, click doesn't target lands, right? That's the difference. Wait, does click target? Yeah, click doesn't target lands, I think. It's been a while. Surprised it doesn't have a bigger art. Yeah, they could have given it to War 2. More would have been like unreasonable, I think. Ward free, then you're like paying 5 mana for your removal spell. They could have pushed it to Ward 2. Make it a 4/5 or 5/4. They could have like given it a little like, or give it Death Touch maybe. Just one extra little bit of something. Who plays this? Reanimator. But that's the thing, like it's kind of like middle of the road for everyone, but it's kind of a good card. 3/5. 5/4/4 is probably better than 3/5 when you have lifelink. Alright, what about the green-red one? 6 mana. Vigilance Menace 7/7. When this creature enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Menace until end of turn. Damage can be prevented this turn. So you want to bring back 2 at the same time somehow, put 2 into play at the same time. It would have been nice if it was 20 damage. If you like put 2 of them in play at the same time and you have like 20 damage of menace damage. Oh, it doesn't give haste. Never mind, my bad. Can't read. It feels clunky in tempo-ish decks, but unnecessary in control. The blue-black Gearhulk, yeah, I think just like blue-black mid-range. Blue-black mid-range artifact. But yeah. Push pull. Yeah, there might be some combo decks you can play, but they're just like a red-green deck that can just play a bunch of dudes and ramp into it. Or have a way to cheat it and play a bit earlier, or I don't know, anything. Doesn't sound like it. Aetherdrift's kind of nice stats. 3/5 vigilance for crew 1 in the passive, but I don't think exhaust's super great, right? Redshift Rocketeer Chief. Red-green, 2/3 vigilance, goblin pilot. Tap egg mana of any one color while X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. 12 mana exhaust. Put any number of permanent cards. Does that card do anything? It's a 2-card combo with Umbral, Mantle, and Modern. Alright, well, what does Umbral Mantle do? 3 mana artifact equipment. Equip creature has 3. This creature gets +2/+2 on a turn. Equip 0. Wait, how do you untap it? Oh, Q is untap symbol. Thank you. So you tap it to add like 2 mana. You untap it. You need to have the extra mana, I guess. So it doesn't curve turn 2, turn 3, right? That'd been nice. Probably still bad, but 2/3 visions that makes 2 mana not a bad rate. I mean, if you're using the ability, any really good permanents, it does equip as 0. Yeah, but it doesn't pump it. You still have to pay the initial free mutagenic growth, yeah. Alright, that card's probably just silly, but who knows. Blue-white Gearhulk. 5 mana, 2/5 double strike prowess. Classic blue-white cards. When this creature enters, for each opponent, put up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls into its owner's library first from the top. Oh yeah, so it was Tef's ability. It's such a... I mean, it's a good card, honestly. It kills people fast. It's like pretty much 2/5/5 mana, destroy target permanent, kind of. Almost better, it gets rid of the white-black god too. Without making them draw cards. Could just be like your top end. You just play 4 Gearhulk and just go like Gearhulk, Gearhulk, Gearhulk. Just the price is all weird, obviously, but also good one to get was the Bay, the Reaper Pursing Bay. Yeah, I know that card seems solid. Not sure how you build around it, or if you just throw it into. What's a blue-white deck in standard right now? Oculus. Not the greatest card you can play in Oculus. You do have a lot of spells in Oculus, at least. It's more like kind of a mid-range card. The Bunny permanent stockpile, yeah. 5 mana is a lot for that deck now. It might just be top end for the blue-whites, just a blue-white artifact deck. You don't even bother with the Bay, like... You just like curve stuff, curve tokens, make tokens, and cast a bunch of Gearhulk win. 3 mana seems a bit too much comparing to 3 mana creature on standard blue-white Oculus. I mean, it's a different deck. Just you play a mid-range deck, and that's going to be the most expensive card in your deck. It's just really, really strong effects. I don't know. You don't even need like to trigger the price, really. GG Xenu, welcome to the chat. Kind of curves up the strand spider, which is nice. The spider gives you a power stone. Sounds like a solid curve. Rocketeer Boog's Buggy. Free 2 for green and red. Vehicle this. Remember this vehicle attacks create a treasure token. Okay. Free exhaust the vehicle becomes an artifact creature. So forever. And it crews 1. Doesn't have haste. It's the new Fable. Is that the new Fable, Icy Wolf? The red-green. We didn't have like gold Fables of the Mirror Breaker yet. This is our first gold Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's a pretty solid card. Crew 1, free power for a 2-drop. The exhaust is nice. There might not be better for a red-green vehicle artifact deck. This makes the treasure on turn 3 while Fable is on turn 4 clear better. Yep. True. Alright, what about Sapsunen Luksha Embodied? God. Just a god, not even a frog. 6/6 for 5. Blue-green. Reach Trample Indestructible. Reach Trample. Can't attack block unless it has an even number of counters on it. 0 is even. Thank you. For all the American people in chat who grew up in like bad school districts, 0 is even. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on Sapsunen. Then if it had an odd numbers of counter on it, draw 2 cards. So you play it, you draw 2 cards. Oh no, at the beginning of your first main phase. So you play it, and then on your next turn, you draw 2 cards. Unless you have a way to put counters on it. It's good with the green vehicle. It works with the green vehicle, right? You have the green vehicle, you play that, it's a 9/9. And then you draw 2. It doesn't? Oh, it can block and attack the turn it comes into play. Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So now you have 4, otherwise 3 counters. No haze, but you get to draw the cards right away. And then you get to attack with a 10/10 the turn after that. No, you don't? Why am I reading wrong? Oh, it's at the beginning of your first main phase that the thing triggers. Okay, yeah. That's what I was reading wrong. Okay, my bad. Is that card worth ramping into? It's a really good blocker against red. And then you draw 2. So you want a way to put counters on it so it can block or attack every turn, and you also draw 2 every turn. 5 mana versus town. Maybe they'll just ban town. Can you say something? You can try. It better be very insightful and clever. Thinking you have some way to trigger the odd effect every turn for it to be good. Yeah. It works well with innkeepers, you know. It is a silly, powerful card. If you have time to make it work. You do kind of... Looks like Lindy decided against it. They're like, is what I was gonna say clever and insightful or insightful? Don't you see chat just being all like only clever and insightful comments? I have no idea what XD is. I'm scared. Alright, Samud the Driving Force. 6 mana, First Strike, Vigilance, Haste, Human Warrior Cleric, Start Your Engines. Dude, so much text. Other creatures you control get +X/+0, where X is your speed. We get +1/+0 or more. Non-creature spells you cast cost. Non-creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. I mean, that card's just unplayable, right? Alright, what about a 2-mana card? Is that playable? Human Rogue 2 free blue green. Exhaust free and X. Put X +1/+1 counters on it. Then you may have the base power and toughness of each creature you control become equal to... It's good with plants. Kills people fast. Give me the juice so far. Ketramose is the best cards by a lot in every format, probably. That's all we've got to say. It's been 3 hours and a half. People like the Gearhulks too. People like the white-green Gearhulk. And I think the blue-white Gearhulk's kind of nice too. I like the vehicle that ramps. Alright, Sky Serpent Seeker, is that playable? Uncommon. 1/1 Flying Death Touch. Just like the Coddle. 4 exhaust reveal. Cards from the top cards of the library until you 2 land cards, put those land on the battlefield, tap the rest. Oh! And put a count on this creature. I mean, probably not constructed playable. I like that card though. It blocks the red creatures early, kind of. Yeah, it could be non-basics. Yeah, cool design. Not super pushed though. Oh, that was the card people were talking about, the black-green vehicle. 6/5 for 6. Cycling 2, crew free, menace reach. When it enters, destroy target non-land per no and controls with mana 4 or less. So that was Greasefang. I mean, there's a lot of matchups where they're not even going to have a permanent, no? 6 is all much too chaos, but you get there. I mean, how many vehicles can you afford to have in your Greasefang deck, really? You need the enablers. I guess this self-enables. It is, yeah, I guess self-enabling is really nice. Maybe you don't even play the self-milled cards, but if you don't play the self-milled cards, you don't find your Greasefang anymore. I mean, one of the big problems of the Greasefang deck is when you don't have a Greasefang in your like top 10 or 15 cards. Good reanimation target for the Greedling artifact. Yeah, it's fine. It kills people pretty fast. Grindy. A set of vehicles, no vehicles good enough for the rats. That white cycling one's kind of okay. Refurbished variant of Fang. Yeah. This thing makes it an artifact creature right away. You don't even have to crew it, but not super exciting, honestly. It doesn't exile, does it? It destroys, doesn't get rid of, yeah. Literally, if your removal doesn't exile, scrap it. If your removal spell doesn't exile or gives -X/-X, it's literally unplayable. Alright, Veteran Beast Rider. Okay, never mind. Alright, Voyage Home, very exciting card. 7 mana, blue-white, affinity for artifacts. You draw 3 cards and gain 3 life. I don't know, man. It's fine, I guess. Seems worse than Thought Monitor in Modern. You can't Emery it, but maybe for Standard. Maybe for Pioneer. Affinity in Pioneer, yeah. What's realistic in Standard? Turn 1 Jewel. Turn 2 random artifact. Turn 3 random artifact. So you can cast it on turn 4. Pretty good effect on turn 4. Jewel, the thing that makes a treasure loot. So that's 3 artifacts. How does it work with affinity for artifact and treasure? Can the treasure do double duty? Is that how the rules work? That's cute. Sounds pretty nice. Yeah, probably like not good enough for Modern, but good in Standard and Pioneer potentially. Winter Cursed Rider, free 2, blue black, pay 2 life, human warlock, artifact you control have ward, pay 2 life. So it's a beatdown artifact cards. 4 mana, tap, exhaust, exile, exile artifact from Gearhulk. Each other non-artifact creature gets minus. That's stuff, I mean. I don't know, seems kind of mid. Just dice to cut down, I guess. Doesn't pass the cut down test, but all this work to draw 3 cards. I mean, your deck's gonna be all artifact, right? It's not gonna be just that draw. But if you curve that on the draw against mono red, they just kill you on their first turn. Zahur Glory's Pass, Zombie Cat Warrior. 3/2 for 2, start your engine. Sack another creature, surveil one, activate only once each turn. Surveil one once each turn, instant speeds on their turn. I mean, it's a nice setup creature. I don't know if any of the combo decks in like Modern or Pioneer won that cards. It's another Cauldron thing, right? Somehow, I don't know how that works, but... Oh, I did only once. They're careful with this ability, so H-Sack the Bloodghast. Alright, Golds has been by far the most exciting so far. Voyage Home, Plundering Broodwagon, I'm not a huge believer, but put it on the list. What about Sapsunan? Does Sapsuna makes the list of potential playables? No? Wow, tough crowds. Alright, Riptide Gearhulk. Oh, we can put the blue-black Gearhulk on the list, I think. Mendicore, probably not. Loot. Loot seems all expensive and gimmicky. Kaladin, Triumph Caster. Hole Deep. I mean, if there's a good blue-black midrange deck or a blue-black version of the artifact deck, you think a loot is gonna surprise people? I mean, it does have like haste and stuff, so it does seem like me. Loot and a Cauldron deck might get there. Alright. I've got 2 votes for loot in chat. Ketramose. Only good card in the set. No, that's not true. There's a bunch of role players, but the New Dawn is right. Better question is, how long does Ketramose makes it before being banned from like every format? What about Explosive Getaway? Probably not good enough. Ketramose? I think the way I'm saying it, but... What about Cloudspire Coordinator? I mean, if white-red vehicle is a thing, I'm assuming you'll play the Cloudspire Coordinator. What about Caradora? Probably not. I don't see Coordinator doing much except overextending you. Just high power. It's like 3 power, 2 mana, scry 2 in your aggressive deck. You've got the 1 mana vehicle that scries 1. Good against spot removal. Kind of makes them have to kill it right away. Kind of annoying when you have to kill a creature right away and you... Alright, what about these two? The blue-red, the Hauler, they're really good cards, but realistically, are these decks ever going to be good? Probably not. Yeah, standard is Powercraft. Sag. What about the Broodheart engine? I think the Broodheart engine is kind of nice. Howler was even terrible in the Commander videos I watched it in. Not sure we should start trusting Commander players, but... Bright Glass Gearhulk. That one people are excited about. Yeah, the Izzet parts are strong, but still like... The rest of the stuff's just so good in standards. Boosted Sloop seems decent. Icy Wolf is optimistic at heart. 3 for free, menace whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard. Oh, it's whenever you attack, draw a card, discard a card, and then crew 1. So you play an attack with your cheap creature and then you loot. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's fine. You need your creatures to live. I don't think it cuts it. Puts a counter on the Mako. Yeah. Counter also needs your creature to live. Yeah, I mean, it's one less mana. Colorless. Yeah, one mana doesn't make a difference, Icy Wolf, you're right. Alright. Artifacts. The Ether Spark.